The map has started, the third game, StarTale against Prime. At the bottom right of the map, in the red color, we have our third Prime player for the day. Once against the Terran, it is...
Marine King Prime!
Marine King Prime, one of the fan favorites, and he is up against the Zerg player on Calm Before the Storm. It's going to be a hard match with a StarTale player starting to the top right, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, indeed. Starting in the blue color is none other than the player that has won the last two games, was able to put 2 points for StarTale onto the scoreboard. He is...
StarTale! Curious!
Marine King statistics against Zerg. He played like 200 games. 200 competitive games against Zerg, and he won 69% of them. While Curious in his matchup against the Terran played 50 games, 50 competitive games that is, and he won 52% of them. So Marine King actually with an insane record against Zerg, and the map already plays in his favor as well.
He's going for Command Center first.
Very, very interesting. Command Center first, nothing unusual, Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been unusual if he went for a one direction spam.
Yeah,
perfectly honest.
He can definitely pull it off, and he's already in a position where he will start to wall. So we have
they actually have faced each other before in the round of 32 of Code S in GSTL November, and Marine King won, of course. Look up those VODs if you're interested in that. Now, ooh, a hatchery, double hatchery before pool, and then gas before pool. So this is
pretty cool.
Very good response to the map pick. I really like this by Curious.
That is actually awesome. That is really, really awesome. It's been quite a while since I've seen this. And double hatch before pool, and then the gas as well. Playing a little bit risky here, and that's exactly what you have to do. But this is precisely what we talked about just a few seconds ago. On this map, as a Zerg player, you just can't rely on your standard game. You have to do something. And this is why so many Zerg players try to go for some kind of all-in strategy, for 6 pools, for Nidus networks, for drop play, Hydra lists, whatever, to make something work. And the response for StarTaleQ is just one of those things, something that he came up with in order to make up for the fact that Terran and Protoss are just so strong on this map.
And Marine King has taken a third command center of his own in his main base. So we are going to watch the most drawn-out early game the world has ever seen. And double gas is actually now for Marine King as well. He's going to be taking up fairly quickly. Probably wants to get stim ASAP, as well as getting some Hellions out to control the center of the map.
Yeah, the game is going to be really, really interesting, and it will be kind of nice to see if Curious is able to win this rematch. As Wolf already mentioned, we had already one match between those two players. You can check out the VODs on GOMTV.net. Well, also make sure to add GOMTV at Twitter, at GOMTV. You can always at ProxyWolf as well, and me at Kaldor on Twitter. And GOMTV, well, all three of us basically just tweet about the GSL and also about the Code A qualifiers, by the way. We're planning to be there tomorrow in order to get a good idea about how the foreigners are going to do. But for now, we're concentrating a little bit more on our Korean players, as we see Marine King with a double engineering base. So he kind of follows in the footsteps of Maru this time with the early upgrades.
I think it's so smart, especially with how the style of Zerg is evolving right now. Terran needs being this early engineering base, not only in TVZ but also TVP, and just to see this style evolve is so exciting. Look at this, the Terran entry ratio 87.5%. That factory gets spotted, so he knows the factory timing is fairly late. This may make him actually feel that not that there is 2 engineering base, but there's a 4 barracks coming, so he might actually make some spines or try to prepare for that in some other way, because seeing the late factory normally would indicate that, but he does not see the engineering base, he just sees the factory timings.
I want to see if Curious is really that obnoxious about his creep spread once again in this game. That would help him quite a lot. The main problem that you have when facing a Terran or a Protoss as a Zerg player on this map is that a little bit of aggression here by Curious. But yeah, it's the fact that the third base is just very, very easily obtained and defended. So you have 3 bases, which makes Terran and Protoss very, very strong. At the same time, if you're a Terran player, especially given the positions that we see right now, Marine King can expand towards his opponent if he wants to. He can just try to establish a base between the 2 start positions, places down a planetary fortress, and with a bunch of tanks, he will be able to secure it. There are a lot of areas where there are narrow gaps in the map, so Ultralisks tend to clump up. If you have a good positioning as a Terran player, you can just make sure that you take out your opponent's forces and make good use of all that splash damage. And at the same time, with the Brood Lords, you quite often have the problem that the map is very, very huge, so it's hard to carry that momentum from one base to another and at the same time be able to defend, for example, against drop play. So we'll see how Curious is going to deal with this.
Look at the upgrades for Curious. He's now starting double upgrades, but Marine King's already at 1-1. And he's got the ability to now move out and pressure. He's actually going up to 7 barracks. And of course, one of which will have Stim researching. His Stim is almost done. I think he's going to wait. He's going to go as Stim finishes. And when he pushes out with the upgrades he has with that many Marines, as he takes his third, he'll be able to clear up at least some creep at the edge of the the creep where Curious is spraying. He may even be able to force more Zerglings and keep his opponent's drone count low. And with 3 orbitals against 3 Zerg bases, with that many Marines out on the map, it's a tough spot to be in, especially considering he did not waste any time with his 2-2 upgrades. He's already started those.
He will have a very, very nice lead. I really like it. I like those Spore Crawlers as well, just to make sure that in case there are a bunch of Medivacs coming in, that he will have something to repel them. And this creep spread is once again getting insane. He has the creep slave out. He has 1 extra queen that is only there in order to place down creep tumors. And he is really he's not missing a beat, not with his injects and not with his creep tumors as well. And here's now the drop play that we just talked about. Let's see if the Spore Crawler is... And, 2 Spore Crawlers and a queen. Let's see if it's enough. Should be.
Yeah, it should be enough. Well, we'll see. It depends on how much he commits and how the drop goes in. Oh, a nice Zergling attack here with the upgrades, though. I don't know how effective it'll end up being. It looks like it's going to be enough because he does not get his Marines back. And this drop,
oh my god,
not tended to. Oh my god.
Wow, he kills one of the Medivacs after all. He has Zerglings in position as well at the same time. The second base,
the
third
needs to
base
lift.
is annihilate. Oh, I have to say, this is really something. Curious is definitely putting on the pressure now. Takes down the 2 refineries. The Marines still going strong. No idea how they managed to stay alive for that long, but in the end,
it's 1-1 against 0-0. But at the last second, after the last Marine died, at that moment, 1-1 finish. So unfortunate for Curious, he had to engage that way. But look at this, man. This aggression is going to force the command center to lift again. There are some Marauders out now, so it may not be as effective as he wants, but there's just so many Zerglings counter, he may just end the game.
He may just bust in there, you're perfectly right, and he is going to town with all these Lings and Banelings. Look at that, Curious is getting into the main base. Curious against Marine King, 112 supply against 90. The Lings are in there, he's retreating for now. He knows already that he did a ton of damage, and he is just backing off. I like it. He saves his Zerglings, and what is up with Curious today?
Look at his resources too. He's got the ability to make 11 Mutalisks now, 11 Mutas on the production tab. He is going to be able to control everything with this. He has the 4th base up now. He has control of the watchtower. The only thing that's lacking slightly is his creep spread, but that is getting out of control now with the queen out there spreading creep as well as all the tumors he's made. It's just going to spread so quickly. Marine King now coming out to do something about this, but the Zergling count in the middle is so large. He also has the watchtower. You can see this coming. He can flank here.
Wow, he can just completely cut those forces off, but he doesn't even bother. He's going straight for the counterattack, and once again, Marine King stims. He stims way too much, to be honest with you. And here come the Zerglings headed for the 3rd base once again, but the Banelings take out the Marines. The Mutalisks in position, and Marine King is losing Marines, Marauders, and SCVs alike. Wow, this is so brutal. Curious is 40 supply ahead already, and now takes down the Medivacs. This is insane. This guy is playing so well on Calm Before the Storm.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He's actually going to take out some SCVs here as well. Only a few, though. Does not quite have the Mutalisk count to stick around much longer. Ooh, loses a Muta. to be careful about that.
20 workers killed in total so far. He's going for the +2/+2 upgrades, nearly done with them. Marine King is ahead when it comes down to the upgrades, but at the same time we have the Infestation Pit now. We have 4 bases, 4 Curious, spreading his creep once again.
37 Banelings. 37 Banelings. Infestation Pit is up and running. +1 is done for the Mutas. 3-3s on the way from Marine King.
Wow.
That is not going to be done in time for this push, though.
If you thought the Alien movies were scary, just look at the Baneling play of StarTaleQ and Wade's going in. He doesn't even care about all those Marauders. He's taking them down anyways. Headed for the Marines now. Taking down the mineral line. Explodes the command center of Marine King. Marine King is down to 95 supply against 160. Wolf, this is insane.
This is insane indeed. He's ready for the second wave. 22 additional Banelings morphing here. The Marauder count is only at 3 now. He cleaned up the majority of those Marauders with that push. The Banelings get spotted. Will he cancel? I don't think so. They're too close. Here they go!
Oh my god. He is eating him alive. He's killing him.
Oh man, I can't believe he's doing this on Calm Before the Storm, but he has done it. He will beat Marine King. There's no way for Marine King to recover now.
Winning against Marine King is pretty hard as it is, especially as a Zerg player, but doing it on Calm Before the Storm, this is ridiculous. Curious is playing so well. His double expansion before pool definitely paid off. And just look at him going nuts. He's taking down every single SCV there is. In total, he already killed 50 workers, focusing now on the add-ons. And he's just producing more Lings, more Mutalisks, going for the upgrades, going for the Hive Tech as well. This is madness.
This is absolutely madness. Right now, 8 more Banelings being morphed. And he can actually just continue to rally units across the map. It's now 4 bases against 2. The command center is being rebuilt. It's going to finish, but he just doesn't even have the SCVs to fully saturate it. He's got 36 SCVs to 93 drones. 5 Infestor on the way, +2. Air weapons are halfway done. The Hive is on the way. And Counter, this next attack may just do it.
A relentless stream of units headed towards Marine King's base. 60 supply left for our Terran player for the Prime team. And StarTaleQ, he might just take down Marine King and secure the 3rd point for StarTale. This is just crazy. He's playing so well. It is really ridiculous. Taking another base to the left side of the map at the same time, getting 50 additional Zerglings. But Marine King, he still holds. He holds and holds and holds, but to what end?
Yeah, I mean, he's dropping mules down, desperately trying to get that base mining again. More and more Banelings, 13 in fact, morphing right now. 50 Zerglings just produced and a few Infestors to join it. I think this is going to definitely be the finishing blow. Marine King is, like you said, he's been holding on, but to what end? He has no future here in this game, not in this GSTL match. Here come the Infestors, bungling the units. The factory tanking some damage here. It's not going to be around for much longer. Another Fungal goes off. He just does not have units left.
Marine King is doing really well at defending, but the problem is that StarTaleQ and once again he holds. Once again Marine King holds. This is so impressive right now, but the problem for Marine King is that StarTaleQ he is expanding behind it. He is not taking any risks at all. He's taking, he's expanding and attacking at the same time. It's not like he's going for some kind of completely all-in strategy and has to rely on taking down Marine King right now. He's going for the Ultralisk tech. He's going for 3+3+3. He's expanding once again, and this is just exactly what he needs to do right now.
Yeah, his drone count's out of control, is actually remaining at 93. With that many drones, he can just fully saturate any base he creates, and he's just going to tear through here. The Infestor count remains high, and does end up losing a few Infestors here. The medevacs do not have any energy left, though, so they can't heal. This is
But look at Marine King! This guy is still alive! How
yeah,
is he still alive? This is just completely insane. This whole game is insane. StarTaleQ is playing the game of his life, and at the same time Marine King is just holding. He's holding once again. He's defending so well against his opponent, but he is taking one punch after another, and I have no idea how long he can hold on.
The wall for Marine King was really something that played a contributing factor into this. He's always been able to kind of push things back with that wall off. A lot of Banelings going off on Factory, for example. I think even though he's managed to push this back right now, His worker count is steadily increasing. It's up to 42. That's decent for him, especially with the amount of orbitals he has. But the Greater Spire is on the way, and 3-3 is on the way as well. And those two things alone are really going to put a damper on him getting back into this game.
We don't have Adrenal Glance, by the way. That's the one upgrade that Curious missed so far, and it's a huge upset, especially given the fact that he's using links like crazy. Once again, we have the Fungals from every side and angle. We have now Corruptors, Zerglings, and Infestors streaming in Marine King's space. His whole army gets completely torn apart. The Greater Spire is about to be done. 170 supply against 78. Marine King tries to retreat once more. Can he hold again? Can Marine King hold again against this relentless attack waves of Curious, who's now just maxed out on 5 bases?
Oh, this is actually really cool. He's making Ultras now after showing Corruptors. So he's tricking his opponent here into thinking that he's going for Broodlord tech. He's trying to get his opponent to make Vikings, but instead he's just making Ultralists. Really cool move by Curious. And he still has the Corruptors around to kill Medivacs and just fight Vikings that were never going to be useful in the first place. And it's 195 supply to 95. That's a 100 supply deficit.
This game, still, I have to say, this game is just kind of crazy, especially given the fact that Marine King is actually not doing too bad when it comes down to the resources. Lost 21,000 resources lost for Marine King and 24,000 for Curious. Obviously, Curious has the better economy, but Marine King is playing really well so far. Once again, the Lings and Banelings attacking into the Bio Army. Here come the Infestors to take down the Medivacs, and this might be Curtain's Wolf. 81 supply. This 4th base is not gonna live. And here comes the Adrenaline Grants upgrade as well, plus 3 attack for the air units being researched right now. And
why are
50
we watching
additional Lings.
Corruptors die to Marines?
Well, they try so hard.
That was so weird. The Ultralists are out now. The Adrenal Glands upgrade was started. There's one thing you mentioned that's kind of like the last missing piece in the upgrades. He's getting +3 for Flyers as well now, and 3 Broodlords are on the way.
And once again expanding into the top left, we have another hatch building for StarTale Curious. And to be honest with you, I mean, Curious must sit in his booth right now and he's like, why is this guy not dying? Why is he still alive?
Well, it's like the Battle of Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings, man. He just has to keep attacking until eventually he runs out of resources.
You know who won that battle, don't you?
That's true. But the thing is, there's no Gandalf in this scenario.
Well, he kind of has the hood. He looks a little bit like...
yeah, I guess you could say he looks kind of like that.
Well, not like Gandalf, but he still pulls off the Darth Vader look.
He's like a ring wraith, so he is like actually like comes in with like the Nazgul and like Liquid Nazgul's there too, and then like he really loses.
Wow, Marine King trying to get a 4th base, and God, this guy is good. He is just trying to defend once again. Here come the Fungals, here come the Ultralists, the Infestors, more Fungals, the Ultralists going in and taking down all these units, a lot of Marauders, and this time he is even using the Infested Swarmix to take on not only the Mules, but also all the SCDs. And once again, another command center has to be lifted. The workers are being killed. Marine King is down to 67 supply once again against 200. StarTaleQ is maxed out. He has Adrenal Glands, +3 for his ground army, +3 attack upgrade for the Flyers is about to finish. This is just crazy. He still has 88 drones. He could get rid of a few of them. He has 2,000 minerals banked up in gas. Marine King, he can't win this game. It is impossible.
Well, he's going to try to do something very Marine King-esque here and go for a big drop. He loses his Medivacs, though. That shuts down a lot of the mobility of this drop. He's now killing a hatchery, but the problem is there are Infestors to fungal his units, and fungal they do. Attacking into this position is a little bit risky for Curious, but he just has too many units. He even has the Broodlords for support here.
That has to be it right now. This has to be it. Still a few units going strong in the main base of StarTale Curious, trying to change the tides of the game. There's the GG! StarTale Curious taking down Marine King as well. What is Ace going to do now?
I do not know, but I can tell he's ready to do something. Marine King trying to stay in the game as long as possible. In a Team League scenario, it makes sense to try to tire Curious out like that.
Guys, this game was insane. Tweet us at ProxyWolf and at Color what you think about this match. This was crazy. And here comes Ace, the party king, the ceremony king. Yeah, another one. Rip it apart,
he's got
baby.
like 2.
He brought a spare one. Las Vegas, baby.
The reason we're going to Las Vegas on his shirt. Oh man, that's what that says. And Rinking's like, I want to go to Las Vegas too. Oh well, really impressive play by both players. Rinking sticking in it for quite some time and managing to push things back, but he just did not ever. He never was able to even get past the center, and from that point on, I feel like some of the engagements for Curious were a little bit bad, and he had 93 drones, so he was never able to get that mega army to kill him. With that many supply in drones, it's just too hard.
The one thing that I was wondering a little bit about was the distribution of the drones, because he had most of those 93 drones on 3 of his bases. The 4th base was not really saturated as well, so his drone saturation on the base was not perfect.
Yeah,
but
absolutely not.
I loved his play. I loved his play. The decision to go for the double hatch before starting the spawning pool, so cute, so awesome. It was really great, and he just played insanely well.
He did. He made very few mistakes. He just continued to attack Rinking, knowing that eventually he would be starved out. His engagements were not very cost efficient. If we looked at the units lost tab, we would see a lot more units lost for Curious, but it was okay because Rinking was never able to get another base. There was one decision he made that I thought was a little bit unusual, but it worked, whereas he right-clicked on the orbital with his Banelings, and it just blew it up. I was like, okay, alright.
Well, he kind of fought it. He just wanted to get rid of it, and he forces his opponent back to 2 bases. Well, he already had 4. So
I guess he had 2 choices there. He could have tried to break up the ramp with that many Banelings and possibly just end the game there, but he went for the orbital instead, which I think is kind of a cool choice because it's not something that you would expect to see, but it's kind of like, all right, well now I'm just going to play super safe. Like, I'm killing this base. I know I'm ahead in economy. I'm not going to just try to end the game now. I'm going to just be patient, and I like that choice.
If he would have been too overconfident and not have gotten the 4th and the 5th base, then he might actually have lost the game. Some players would have thought, okay, well, I'm just going to crush him right now. And, well, suddenly you realize, okay, he's still defending, he's still alive, and then lose the game.
Oh, it's Creator. Not wasting any more time.
Going for Creator here and a Protoss player. After 2 Terrans and 1 Zerg, he's facing a Protoss now.
Yeah, he is, and Curious has in the past done quite well against Protoss, so this is of course Gerard's gamble. Gerard just chose Creator here saying, well, I know that Creator might not be able to beat Curious, but we have to use him because beating Curious is no longer the problem. We have to beat a whole StarTale lineup here.
This is getting really bad for StarTale right now. Sorry, for Marine. For Prime.
Yeah. Now, so Creator has really good play against Terrans especially, but his play against Zerg is, it's not been that special. It's not bad, but Curious's play against Protoss has been something to watch out for.
Creator Prime against StarTale Curious. That's going to be great.
It will be great, absolutely.
It's going to be really good.
Now, I don't know what the map is just yet.
Yeah, we didn't get the invite, but I expect that it will probably pop up any second.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I think we're going to take a 5-minute break before it happens, so we're not even going to know, man. It's going to be a mystery map. So just wait a few minutes, guys. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we get back, can Creator bring Prime back into this, or will Curious, man, will he get another win? We'll find out in just a few minutes.